Okay, Leo, was that good?
Well, very good. I really enjoy. Maybe it got too personal at some point, but it's
No,
not
I
like
loved
that.
it. I loved it. I loved it. Welcome to the new episode of the Swedest Deal. Today I'm talking to Leo Margets, a girl I've known for many years, coming through poker and have a big breakthrough in 2009. And she even won a bracelet a year and a half ago. This time we're talking about life outside poker, in poker, friends, and so on. So this episode is powered by our partners at Every Game Poker and Juicy Stakes Poker. And if you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button. Please enjoy this talk. Leo, how are you?
Hi, Richard. We're dinosaurs of the industry.
Yeah, we've been around. When did you start playing poker?
Touching cards, 2007, and like play, or maybe 2006, but my first tournament was 2008, I would say. My first
Yeah,
step into a casino.
yeah. We met briefly and had a live interview recently, but we just had a few minutes. I thought we'd go a bit deeper here in our online interview. Where are you right now?
You really wanna go deep because I could skip that part, but this no, I am at my parents, but it's only momentarily because I separated 2 weeks ago, divorced 2 weeks ago from a long
Oh,
relationship. Yeah,
hmm.
and fortunately, my parents don't live in their flat in Barcelona. They moved
Hmm.
to another house they have like in the mountains.
Okay.
Since COVID, they decided the life in the country is better, which I agree. And I'm staying here until I find what I do with my life, basically.
Okay, that's interesting. When you say divorced, you were not married, were you? But you
Yes,
say
I was.
divorced.
No, I was.
Oh, you were married for how long?
It doesn't really matter. I've been in a 11-year relationship before, and I felt as married, so it doesn't really matter. But I was in the
No.
relationship for 5 years, and married three, or I don't
Okay.
remember. It was not. It was more for practicalities that we married. No, that
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
mean we didn't do a huge party or anything.
Are you okay? Are you okay, or are you sad, or is it
I'm
okay?
sad. I'm sad, but it was my decision. But I'm very sad. No, I'm obviously the social uh, face in an interview, right, or in a chat like now. It's not a moment to super scratch, but it's always hard when sometimes you love someone because
Yeah.
it's not that anything happened, but you just realize you cannot be happy in the long term. uh the way you the way you understand the couple life, right? We would have been super good friends, or friends with fucking rights, but the values we give in the couple sphere were very different, but we get on very well in other aspects, and we like each other a lot, and we love a lot each other, but it was just not possible. We used to have some
Yeah.
clashing points that
Mm.
were too important, that long term it doesn't, all the other things doesn't make up for that. And I guess some people, I know a lot of people that settle with that. For me it's hard because I love the life I had. Like I have a house that I always wanted to live in, my animals, and now everything is, like selling the house or doing all that shit that all I think also in particular poker players hate, like doing
Yeah.
paperwork and all. Oh, that's like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
the
That's
obviously
tricky.
not the worst part of it, but definitely something it doesn't look appealing at all.
Okay. 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 I know through the years. I mean, both male and female poker players are. I know Faras Yaka, for example. He never had a home because he was traveling all the time. I don't know if it's changed now. Obviously, I think it has, but
It
I
has.
think
I spoke
you,
to
in the early years, weren't you also traveling around a lot and
Yeah,
living
but
more or less in a bag?
no, I used to travel more, but I've always been someone that super enjoys having a base camp.
Hmm.
I like the feeling of home. I love traveling, but what I like the most about traveling, I always say that is going back home. The
Yeah.
feeling of going back home and having a home for me is so nice. Like I remember I'm always super excited about traveling, but the day I have to get back home, it used to be like, oh my God, I'm so excited, I'm getting back home.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure you're gonna work it out in a good way, Leo. It's gonna
I,
work
I,
out for the best.
I know, I hope, and I think so, but now I know it's a process also that is very sad and shit. And I might move to Andorra. I think it's 75, 80% likely that I move to Andorra. I spent last week there checking options and looking for places.
I mean, Andorra is such a small country, and very few people know anything about it. What can you tell me shortly about what Andorra is like?
Well, Andorra is it. It used to be a village. I just say it used to be because now it's changed completely. That's why the locals, some of them are not that happy that so many people came. It's like a very tiny village slash country in the Pyrenees that has a very high quality of life. Because it all depends, no? For some people, quality of life means having full of like a big option of restaurants and nightclubs nearby, which maybe I'm biased by what I understand as quality of life, which means nature, and people are nice, even if some locals don't were a bit like this with so many people coming in. At the end, they are bringing business also, like, because one of the things Andorra is very known for is the fiscal conditions, which is 10% no matter what you do. And that has made in the recent years, especially from countries from Europe, Spain in particular, that has a very suffocating fiscal regime, that a lot of people, especially young people, entrepreneurs, move to Andorra to
Yeah.
to do business there. Um, is I don't know if you want to know something more specific, because even if I've never lived there, I've been there so many times, and I have, like, my cousin, his grandma lives there, and so is like locals will only speak to you in Catalan because they are very, like they are proud. It's a very proud village, and
Do
yeah,
you
good
know
food.
Catalan?
Yeah. I speak. It's like I speak Catalan as I speak Spanish
Yeah, of
because
course.
from Barcelona.
What's the biggest difference between Catalan and Spanish?
Well, Catalan has more accents and the pronunciation is harder. Like, you cannot read Catalan as you just, if you have a text in Spanish, you can read it and you cannot make mistakes. Just by, even if you don't know what to say. In Catalan, some union of some letters make a weirder sound, more like French.
Yeah, but it's very similar to Spanish, isn't it?
Is a mixture, I would say, is a mixture between 60 Spanish, 40 French, or maybe the other way around, but something like this.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. I know a lot of poker players who have moved to London, for example, for tax reasons. A lot of
Yes.
Swedes moved there. Also, people from all over Europe and other countries have moved to London because of the tax. But do you think it's a good place for poker players to go and live and
Oh,
pay less
it's
tax?
already in Andorra. It's already 130 poker players, which is not bad. And
Wow.
I think it's perfect. The good thing is that, especially for Catalan poker players, is I am 2 hours and 15 minutes from home, like from
In a
ex
car?
home. Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
No, it's my home. Actually, it's my house. But, well,
Yeah.
or yeah, from Barcelona it's 2 hours and 15 minutes. Uh, it's 2 hours, and there's like direct bus to the airport, and then you fly everywhere. It's very expensive, but I think it's less expensive than London, and it has 300 days of sun a year, which that's
Wow.
the
You're
you
selling
cannot.
Andorra, so
No, no,
you're
but
selling Andorra.
I don't want to oversell it, because let me buy a place there and then I oversell it. I don't want the prices to go even more high. It's crazy now.
Okay. Anyway, I mean, we talked many times throughout the years, and when I was traveling the circuit between 2005 to 2016, when was your first World Series of Poker?
My
Do you
first,
remember?
yes, 2009, the year that until 2 years ago kind of eclipsed all the other things I did in my career, because when you have such a good result when you start, it's hard to overpass that in terms of media and stuff. And yeah, I was still
Yeah.
recognized as last woman standing of 2009, which was my first Vegas and my first main.
Yeah, it was amazing to see, because most people who go to Vegas for the first time, they just, they bust, and they don't make any results. How many big results, and what was the best results there? It was the main, right, in 2009.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was pretty crazy to come around and just be, who is this girl?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was crazy for me. It was crazy for everyone. I think poker was way more developed, so in a way, it was still shocking. No, a different profile, which I think that's why I also got a lot of attention, because in a way it was surprising, and I got a lot of attention in Spain. I think also because it was shocking. It was a story in a way that people wanted to tell, or to share, because it was curious. I don't know, it was different, but it helped me. It definitely helped me so much in my career after that. So I don't want to be cynical, like saying, yeah, I've always been recognized, blah blah blah. I don't like it, dude. It helped me so much. I don't
Yeah.
know who finished 22nd that year in Vegas. No one
No, no.
remembers.
You were 27th, and it was like $350,000 you got as well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow,
And
that's a
my
lot of
my
money.
yes, and it was like my previous big result was 6K in Casino Barcelona.
Yeah, yeah. That's a pretty big difference.
Yeah.
Did you ever get like did it become too much for you, or could you
No,
handle it, or were you sometimes becoming a bit, I'm big
no.
now?
I think I can answer pretty honestly. I zero. Like I never had the feeling that people felt that, but I know it didn't change much. Nothing really. I just like,
Hmm.
wow, how lucky now I have a super contract, and
Yeah,
now I can put. And also, it changed basically to say, yes, I'm taking this train. Like this is an opportunity. I'm gonna now take it and become better, right? Like because
yeah,
I still had, we always do, and I still have now, but by then even more so. Uh,
yeah.
since I can have so many opportunities now, let's become a better player and make the most of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And also, I remember not too long after that, you went to Australia and played Aussie Millions, which you wouldn't have done if you didn't score so well
Of
in
course not.
Vegas, right?
Never, never.
No.
Yeah.
How was that? Because that was during the very boom of poker. I mean, uh, those years after Moneymaker, and then Greg Raymer and Hashem were like the three first years, and then Jamie Gold 2006. What was there any one of those that kind of inspired you to
No.
become nothing like
I
that?
no. I was an outsider to poker until 2006. I didn't know nothing about poker. No, I was not interested. I thought about movies and the typical stereotype that we would have, no, like dudes in an underground place, whatever, all the typical stuff. But then randomly, one night I was a witness of a poker game that some friends were playing, and well, I was kind of starting to go out with one of the guys, and he used to play, not pro, but he understood poker, like right, not a gambler. And in one summer trip, he brought a deck, and we started playing, and I'm like, this is fantastic. This is not a cards game. This is awesome. Like this, if you put more effort and time into studying the game than the other people, you win. By then, of
Yeah,
course, 2006 now is not as easy. But then I started playing online and I just got, I think you feel it when someone likes poker. Some people
mm,
try to like poker because they see it as a means to, to be independent, to have a lifestyle, whatever. For me, it's that, but I also purely like poker. I regret not having put more time into studying deeply the game, always being more, I think, not to put excuse, because at the end it's all excuses, but when you're in a group, it's easier in studies group. For a while, I had more friends to study, then I was more like independent. But now I'm in a moment that sometimes, you spend a morning stay whatever in espressos, no? That I play more because I stopped playing online tournaments. You can spend 2 hours studying small blind versus big blind race spot, and then I 300, and then I sometimes laugh at myself saying, "Is that what is life about?" Like spending 2 hours of your life, but also the opportunity cost, no, of spending so much time studying a sport that it's not so easy to materialize, whatever. But yeah, I enjoy poker. I enjoy poker to the point that I find enjoyment on the study itself. Uh, Even if I sometimes, isolate from what is happening and say, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What was there in you? Would you say? I mean, some people usually say they're good with mathematics or they're good with people and psychology and reading people. What did you have from before you started playing poker that kind of helped you becoming a good player?
I think nothing very specific, not a very, not, but a bit of overall. All the characteristics, you can be is that you can be very, very good at math or very, very good at psychology. For me, it was like above average of all the
Yeah,
prerequisites that I'm thinking it a bit now about it, but it's true. I was above average of all the things that poker requires, which in a way is good enough because poker requires a lot of characteristics that sometimes are contradictory in itself. You need to
yeah.
have a mathematical mind, but at the same time you have to have empathy. So it's rare enough to be able to find in that person to develop all those characteristics. But I wouldn't say I was a genius I'm not in statistics, or I'm a genius soul reader, or I am a genius, but I do decent or above decent in all those things.
Yeah. One question that is always a sensitive topic, and I love to ask it, is when you're a girl, it's changed over the years and depends on what your opponents are. But let's say you play a World Series of Poker main event, it's a very big field with a lot of people that might underestimate female players. Is this something that you use? Do you have a tactics to use this against those players that might be weak against female players, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Well, um, to be honest, I've never really felt that too much. I felt it sometimes, yeah, which is good enough. I have more information. If I can detect that they think I'm weaker, of course, or that they think, I won't bluff in a big spot or stuff, of course I will explode it. But um or if someone obviously that happens more with recreational players,
Yes, of
or
course.
that someone wants you to stay in the game because
Yeah,
they for some reason they want to of
they
course
think they're
I will.
gonna date you.
Whatever, like I'm playing.
Right.
It's not that I promise that we'll go on a date, but if someone wants you to stay in the table and they soft play to you, obviously you take it, right?
Yes,
No,
of
no.
course.
But I think a lot of during the years, especially even more so lately, even in interviews with general media and stuff, I always detect that people want to portray women as a discriminated group in poker, and I don't think so. I even think the opposite.
Yeah, yeah. I agree
I
with you.
even think I've been I it's helped me so much. I think all sponsors. Not I'm not saying I to say that being a female has helped me in developing my poker career doesn't demerit me as a player. Doesn't mean I only got good deals because I'm a player. I'm saying it helped me, and it would be blind to say it didn't help me.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
like, how many women have sponsors in poker? We are ultra overrepresented if you think of the real percentage of women that play poker. But why? It's okay. It's life, it's marketing, whatever. Like, we are rare, so we call more attention, so we get more deals because people would like to report more on how our, it's you don't have to go so fucking deep and saying, oh no, we are, like, it's a bit over. I am a bit tired, to be honest, of all that
Yeah.
things about women, and I've always thought the same, and also about women's. And sometimes it's even tiring because I've said it many times. But dude, you decide what offends you also.
Yeah.
If you have whatever stupid person in your table and tells you something, you decide if that offends you or not,
Yeah.
ultimately. So, and I know it's not that easy because some personalities also, it's not, I don't want to also say, yeah, like, because maybe something that doesn't offend me because I'm tougher, so it's all, or tougher, or I can put more a barrier or whatever, but some people really do get sad. But then maybe, I don't know. It's
No,
complicated, but
yeah, it's an interesting topic, and it's
I
kind of
know.
it's getting it's always a sensitive topic, and I just like to talk about it. I mean, being a
I think, yeah.
feminist or just being angry. Why should you be angry? You always seems to be happy, and are you a feminist, Leo?
Well, by dictionary, I guess, by the standards of what feminists raise their hands now, definitely not.
No, no, no. I get it. I get it. Okay,
You know
okay.
what I mean, no? Like not
Yeah, yeah,
what
yeah.
not Twitter feminism
No,
for sure.
but that's good. I received a lot of nice pictures from you, and I think we should
Yes,
look at them a little bit. It seems like
I like it.
you're very friendly with animals. Is that right?
Oh yeah, they are. I mean, I connect a lot with animals.
I saw a picture of you, a couple of pictures of you and a cat.
Yes.
It, who is that?
Which one? Because I think I sent you several. Ones that are in
Yeah,
my arm,
there's
or
one picture where you drink coffee and you have a cat looking over your
ah,
shoulder.
yeah, that's Pitu. I adopted them when I adopted them. They were gonna be. They come from a village in the Pyrenees also, and in the villages, cats don't get castrated, so they keep having kids every other 6 months.
Ah,
And my
okay.
friend called me and say, if you don't take them, tomorrow they go to the river.
Oh
So
my
I said,
God, that's rough. Yeah. What
I
can
took
you
them,
do?
and I took them from since they were 6 days. So I swear I am. It's probably not ideal. Whatever, I don't get. I am the mother, not literally. Like I am the mother. They
It's
even
your
try.
kids.
No, but more for them. They feel me more as the mother than me feeling them my kids because I know it's not good to humanize animals and stuff. But come on, they brought it with 6 days. They even tried to get milk. You know what I mean? They thought they was the mother. They were no. I mean, I didn't let them.
That would be
But
awkward, Leo.
no, but you know what? You know the instinct brought them. They were trying to get to. I don't know the word in English. You understand when I get, but no, and so yeah, they are very. They have mommy's voice, but more from their
Yeah.
side. And yeah,
Is it two cats?
yes, two brothers.
Yeah, two brothers. So there's one picture also. I think it's the same cat that is with you in the studio.
Well, they are twins, so it might be hard to pick
Okay,
who it is.
okay.
I would know, but I think it's the same. I think because the other one only likes to boycott like meetings, but he's not here today. But no pictures. Bao is no pictures, and they are very similar. But the one that usually likes to be in the photos is Pitu.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. The other one is also lying with you there when you are reading. It looks very sweet. Okay, so there's also a couple of dogs. There's one with a black dog that you lie on. Who is that?
This is Goose. This I never wanted dogs because for my lifestyle basically, and because I think it's a big responsibility. I am not that I'm scared of responsibility, but I would have been scared of not giving the dog the life I think he deserves. No, with so much traveling and stuff. But when I met Alberto, he already had a dog, and I was traveling, and he could stay with the dog. So now I am a dog person, but I don't think I'll ever have dogs again. But Goose is the second dog we got because he had only one dog. But then I said, they can play together, and we have a house, and
Yeah.
there's a space, and the time they are outside, I think it's good to have two animals. They also socialize with them. It's good, they are not so meant to be so much with humans. They do their dog
No.
shit. They like to spend all day in the garden and do, whatever smell for
Yeah.
whatever they do.
But the other one is a white dog with blue eyes. You have it on your shoulders and you have it with a Winamax cap on.
Well,
What's his name?
Baba. Baba means drool because Great Danes drool a lot. When the older dog died, Goose was very sad, and we snap almost in a week. Brought Baba. She comes from a farm in Catalonia. The mother rejected her, and she is as sweet as psychopath as she can
Yeah.
be. She's like, yeah. I used to when I got her. I started a challenge that was every week doing 5 squats with her in my shoulders,
Ah.
and I could do that, I think, until week 32, when she started weight. Well, now she's 60, but I think now impossible. See, I cannot squat 5 reps with 60, but even less so with something that
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
moves.
It's very big.
But yes, and big and crazy. But she's adorable. Yeah, like they are so sweet
Yeah, yeah.
both.
Okay, that's great. I also see a picture of you and a gray-haired woman. Who is that?
My grandma, I just saw her today. Yeah,
Okay, that's nice. You
yeah,
have a
very
good
nice.
relationship with her?
I used to have very good relationship. She has Alzheimer now.
Ah,
Well, for the last years, and it's a very fucked up illness. Very very hard. But the good thing is that she's happy. Is even if she doesn't remember me, I do
yeah.
remember her. So
Oh,
that's
that's
what I
nice.
go. And I feel she I touch her a lot because that's our way to communicate. I see she likes it so much, and I am also very touchy, and I like it. But we hug a lot, and that's how we communicate with her. Like no, like she speaks, she speaks about everything, but it's like Dory from Nemo, literally.
Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Short
Literally,
memory, yeah. Hmm.
hi. I always go there saying, "Hi, Nina. I'm Leo, because your granddaughter, because I don't want her to feel stressed, right?" And
Yeah.
then she is very happy. But then, literally, 20 seconds, she'll say, "Oh, who are you?"
Oh, that's
Yeah,
strange, but sweet in the same way. If you just handle it and don't be sad about it, because I don't think she is sad about
no,
it,
that's
right?
what keeps me. That's what is good. I see her happy, and as long as she's not, she doesn't like things that stress her. Sorry, we won't ever go having lunch outside because that will be like a super big stressor. So I go to see her
Yeah,
at the place she's staying. So yeah, but in a way it's sad because I always tell, when I see her, I always tell her the story of her life, and she
yeah. Oh,
enjoys a
that's
lot.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also a picture of you in the podcast studio, and this is very interesting because you
Ah,
told me about you're doing a podcast. How long have you? What's the name of the podcast, and how long have you done it?
well, I'm not. I'm a guest in the podcast, but a regular guest. The format means that it's well, the guy is Jordi Wild, which is he used to have a YouTube channel, but then during the pandemic he opened another podcast about long, in-depth interviews to people, not famous, like different people, not people that have a story to tell, and then he decided to do also, as part of the same podcast, another episode. So once a week interviews, another time a week chatting about news, daily
Yeah,
shit,
yeah,
polemic
yeah.
about Twitter news, or like things not all sensitive news. And after he did he invited me as a guest there, and after that he opened the section to do the debate, whatever we wanna call it. I don't know, the group talking about news, and I go there very often, and we
Mm.
discuss. I'm going on Monday again, and it's very. It made a huge difference in my in how much people recognize me.
Yeah, I can
Yeah, I
understand that.
am. People now say, "Oh, you are Leo from the Wild Project, not Leo from Poker." Yeah.
Yeah, I should put a link to the podcast so people can go and see it. So you speak Spanish, right?
Yes, I speak
Yeah,
Spanish there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. There. I mean, you talk about religion and politics
Yeah.
and all that.
religion,
War.
politics, yes, war, feminism, trans, all the things, or the new trans law that in Spain is being very, whatever news is being talked about, or,
Yeah.
and especially, of course, news where people usually are very polarized in opinion.
You think a lot in one direction or the other, would you say?
Yeah, but where people, yeah, exactly, where people, yeah, think one pole or the other, usually. So
Do
that's
you
why
like to? Yeah. Do you like to be the devil's advocate, which means if someone thinks something, do you like to take the other direction?
even if it's not my view, my
Yeah, I
personal
love
view,
that too.
I always like to counter. I think it would be a super good exercise always to be forced to defend
Yeah,
as a practice for kids in school or
yeah,
whatever, right? Like it forces you to empathize, to also to to make your point stronger because you have to see the other side. Yeah, a lot.
yeah. My son, he's 19, and he said he went to school and there was a debate, and you should argue for or against guns in America, for example. And there are 27 students, and 26, of course, argued against guns, which is obvious, you know. And he was the only one arguing why you should have guns. Not that he
Ah,
thinks so, but because it was more interesting. Otherwise,
of
everyone is
course.
following the same stream, and everyone was like, "Wow!"
No,
And
nice. I
it's
like it. I'll get on
yeah,
well with your son.
yeah. Do you now try to follow the news more when you are about to go on a
No,
podcast? I guess.
I used to do that at the beginning, but now almost the opposite. I like it. I don't mind being
Ah,
there virgin
I see. I
because
see.
my with my own opinion. Because otherwise I found myself embrace. Sometimes someone gives you an opinion and you think I think the same, but maybe I would have gotten to a slightly different conclusion by myself. But at the same time, maybe I would have never gotten to such a good conclusion. And this guy or this girl, whatever, inspired me to think. From that opinion, I got deeper somehow. You know.
Yeah. You said
So
it's yeah. It's really a huge one. How many listeners or viewers do they have on the podcast? Do you
a
know?
lot because the long ones are like 4 hours, and those have like 3 million or something. But
Wow.
they do clips from every episode, and the clips also have like
Yeah, they
a
push on
lot.
social media. Yeah.
Not clips or social media, like really short clips, but also like 5 minute clip or 11 minute from specific topics that we talk during the episode.
Yeah, one of the guys you have in a picture as well, he's behind you, you're like reaching for him. Oh, is
Alvar,
that
my is my cousin, but is my brother. We are both only child, and he's the best.
he's just a yeah. That's good with
Yeah, no,
relative.
yeah, no, I think we really do have a very relationship like brother and sister. Uh, and I think he's one of the purest people on earth. I am so lucky to that he exists.
Do you think
Yeah.
it's sometimes there's an expression says blood that's thicker than water, I think, or something like that, which means if you're a relative that goes further. I mean, you know each other,
No,
you have something behind. Do you agree with that?
I've heard that from people when they have kids and talking about that. But for me, I don't think that at all. I don't. For me, if you're a relative and you're an asshole, fuck you. Like
Yeah.
it won't. No, or these people that think that just because they are a relative, they can say, "Hey, can I stay at your place?" I
Yeah.
don't
No, it
like.
doesn't work that
No,
way.
no, please, no,
You
no,
have to
because but in
earn
a
it.
way, no, but I'm laughing because I'm like very antisocial with that. But I know I like it to see it in other families that they just think because they are relatives, they assume, like not they assume, it's how it works. Hey, I'm coming next week, whatever. Even they have to sleep in the sofa, it's fine. For me, no. Alvar, I'm lucky that he's blood because maybe I wouldn't have met him otherwise. I'm saying, but
Right,
it
right.
doesn't. It's nothing to do with blood. No, but I feel him as a brother. But yeah, of
Yeah.
course, I would have never felt it as a brother if it was not because we are blood.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Oh, that's excellent. I mean, if we're going back to you said that 2009 was by far the best year and so on, and the best poker experience so far in life. Before a year and a half ago, only when you
Yes.
managed to win a WSOP bracelet. What happened there, Leo? Tell me about that.
A crazy story because it was the first World Series after the pandemic. That's why it was on winter, and we all get in comfort zone and used to not traveling, and I knew I had to go, but the Europeans, we were like, we had to wait, and we were not sure if they were going to open the frontiers or not.
Right.
And then it was like uncertain, and at some point I said, I'm just whatever, I stay here grinding, I'll just go to next World Series when everything is easier and stuff. And then I remember, this say, dude, like, you have to push yourself and now get out of that, like fucking
Yeah, your
everyday grinding
bubble.
home.
Yeah.
You boom, you go. I go, and even before World Series, it was I even before the closer, it was a super good World Series. I
Yeah.
cashed like in I think that those World Series I played 11 tournaments and I cashed like in 8 or something
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. I saw the list on Hendon Mob, and it's just it's so many. Let's say
For so
one, two,
many
three, four.
for,
Yeah,
for 4 days. Plus, maybe there's some that didn't show that from the Venetian or the win that but it
yeah. Of
was
course.
very very crazy. And then yeah, even like the final, like to finish, like no, not finish, because I think I played another event that I also cashed the next day. But yeah, awesome run. I mean, it was a 1500 semi turbo. Lots of people need to, things need to work out. But I was super comfortable in the. I mean, it was perfect. I had spent 2 years playing espresso, so ultra
Yeah,
comfort zone.
yeah. But 1,900 players and a lot of good names up there. I mean,
The
really, really
final,
strong names. Chris Morman and Kuliev and Ryan Reese. You
Ryan
see,
Ryan Reese. Yeah, yeah. The final two tables was really tough. Alex,
yeah,
the Alex that he's a super super good player.
yeah. Alex Kuliev. He's extremely good. Steven Song is great too, and I mean, there's Ben Underwood, Chris Morman. What Jesus! So that shows that a big tournament like that, because the closer means it was like the final tournament of the World Series, right?
Yes, the final, but there was like a 5K turbo the next day as the super, but it was the final. Yeah, like the
Hmm.
big final that was gonna be like a big tournament. Yeah.
What did it mean to you? I mean, did it was it something to show doubters or anything like that, or what
No,
was it? You don't think
I,
like that, right?
no. To me, it was just I'm super grateful because I know I worked a lot for that. I'm not. I know there's a lot of people that also work. Some of them harder to have this moment. So super grateful. Like
Yeah.
because a lot of people, there's a lot of people that we are prepared to embrace this moment, but it might never arrive. So you work all your life
Hmm.
preparing yourself for a moment like this, but it might never arrive. So how
Yeah.
incredible it is that I could experience it and make the
Yeah.
most of it.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's amazing. Yeah, that's a great story, Leo. Will you continue to play poker now? Was that like, did you doubt that you would continue, or now you're? I mean, will you play for many more years?
I don't know. I like as long as I still enjoy um what it requires to be competitive in the game. Yes,
Yeah,
but well now you asked me in a moment where I am a bit, in chaos. But I think I'm with
yeah,
Winamax. I'm with Winamax, which it's also a huge opportunity, to play more, to travel more, to play bigger. I think if it was on for me, because I play online mostly to keep playing because I like it, but what I enjoy is to play tournaments. I enjoy more playing tournaments than playing espressos. But playing espressos, if you wanna be competitive, you need to study a lot, and that study, um, of this modality is very helpful for tournaments. I found that, of course, you don't have ICM and all that, but you can then work that aside. So now I have this lifestyle fills me, but I don't know until what time. The thing is that I'm very bad at having a direction, which is not bad. Even I'm bad at that, but it's not. I've always been like, even from the beginning, I never had oh, I'm gonna be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever. It was like,
No.
let's see what I do, an opportunity, and
Yeah.
then it's good because then you are also more open to opportunities. I know I'll be fine. I think
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you will be fine too, Leo. Yeah. If you thought, let's say for some reason poker just expired, or you just felt one day, no, I can't play more poker. Do you have any idea what you would go into?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, but I know what I won't do. Before I used to say, yeah, if one day poker doesn't work, I don't know hassle going back to 9 to 5. No, fuck. I'm not going to. I don't not work. I know. Okay, whatever. My whole family or loved beings is dying, and I need to save them. I will work in an office 9 to whatever. But
Yeah.
this is not happening. Maybe creating content like about topics that interest me.
Yeah.
Like
Towards journalism, maybe, but a new modern kind of journalism, right?
more having my YouTube channel, probably not Twitch because Twitch is very demanding in terms that I know you can make a lot of money and stuff, but the audience is very greedy and they want you there
Yeah.
all days, and otherwise they punish you. I don't want that. I want to have the freedom. That's why also I
Yeah.
like poker because of that. So maybe talking about different things. Yeah, I see myself in that, but not with a. I don't like. Um, I am very responsible and I work a lot, but I don't work well with obligations, commitment from a third party. The ones I put myself, yes, but otherwise, yeah, I don't work very well with that. I
No,
don't,
I see.
no, I don't flow at all with that.
But that's great. I mean, it's great. And your plans for the future? Are you going to Monaco? Are you going to Vegas?
Vegas for sure, Monaco, I have everything booked, but to be honest, like even right now are the Winamax series. And because I was, now I'm not, I'm the table. Yeah, it's good to feel. Now I'm being very how I am, and I am chill and having a good moment chatting with you. But it's a bit roller coaster with all what is happening, and I've been trying to grind the series, but a couple of days I just couldn't because I had my head
Yeah.
very fucked up.
Yeah, I'm sorry to
And
hear that, but
no, it's
I'm
fine.
sure.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm sure you're going to get out of it in a good way, Leo, and
I
things
know,
are going to
but
be good.
it's good. Some people, I know. I thought not saying anything, but it's part of what is happening now, no? And also, it's no big deal in the sense that we all go through shit, and it's okay. I don't say that I don't feel compassion for myself. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
a bad moment. And there will be better moments, but in a way, it's also good to accept it and not say. It's good to be stoic, but it's also good to say, no, dude, I'm a bit fucked up right now.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
and that's what I say that because I'm not sure if I'm gonna go to Monaco. I have everything booked, but if I am in a super low mood, I might not go to Monaco
I see, I see.
because I don't wanna go, And then I'll be going to Marrakech, which is good because it's gonna be. I'll have to force myself to be more to socialize, which
Yeah,
I told you
yeah.
I'm not that much into that. But I know it's good. I have some pillars of my life that are very good, but no, honestly, because I socialize more like one on ones and with but I know it's super good also to
Of
socialize
course it
big
is.
sometimes.
Yeah, there was one final picture of Moreira de Melo. That
Oh,
used to
well,
be your
now
best friend.
no, she is now like, and now these 2 weeks that she knows what's happening. I speak to her like she's being the best. We speak like twice a day. She calls me every moment. She's Like that's so good that that's so good that poker. I'm so happy that poker brought her to me, gave me the chance to meet her because also she and Alvar are two great people in my life that make a whole difference.
It's good to have great people around you,
Yeah, and
Leo.
she doesn't play anymore, but yeah,
Yeah.
she's still super present in my life.
That shows that poker is not poker friends is not only about poker. Maybe it's more important. Even if you meet in poker, that you were talking about other things, even when she was playing poker too.
And I think something that I felt is in poker with the people of the poker community. It's easy to have interesting conversations. Like
Yeah.
you don't get to have the chances that you can enjoy that conversation with a poker player. I'm not talking about friends or anything. It's just a side thought that appeared to me now. You know, the chances that you randomly fall into a nice, interesting conversation in the poker atmosphere are infinity more, so much bigger than in any other context. I think.
Okay, Leo, it was really good to talk to you.
Yes, I enjoyed the chat.
And hopefully we get. I mean, hopefully you continue to do some good results, and a lot of things is happening all the time in your life. I mean, if you're going in some direction, maybe we can talk again later on this year or next year or something
Sure,
like that, Leo.
I'll be happy to
And
do that.
and of course we'll see. We'll see what happens. And there's a
I
lot
have
of
a
things that
I
yeah.
have a question for you because I never asked you when we met in person. You are back into full into poker content reporting.
No, not really. You know, I was at every event back in those years when you started. I was there always, doing my thing, doing interviews with players in a different kind of style instead of how do you play ace king under the gun. I didn't care about that much. So I was just thinking that I started to connect with some of the names that I used to talk to, and I hooked up with them again. Some of my regulars in a way was Negrano and Greenstein, for example. I called them and they say, "Sure, let's do it." So I started this channel and just talking to even Gus Hansen, and guys like that. It's really
Yeah.
fun to talk to them. Luca Pagano and so on.
Oh,
So
nice.
so I recommend people to go to my channel and see those talks. We talk a bit about the old days, but also how things are today. So
Good
I'll
to
be
know.
around. We'll see if I end up in Vegas or Monte Carlo. We'll see. I don't plan too far ahead, like you.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Then we speak the same language in that.
Yeah, very good, Leo. Okay, thank you very much for being with me here for
No,
this talk, and we meet live soon and we talk more.
sure. Okay.
Okay, take care.
Thank you. Ciao, ciao.
And this was an episode recorded with Leo Margets, now living in Spain and aiming for Andorra. It was really nice to talk to Leo. This episode was powered by our partners at Every Game Poker and Juicy Stakes Poker. Hit that subscribe button if you liked what you saw. So see you next time.